Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here. So I thought I'd do a video, kind of an honest video, talking about, what it's like to be like a YouTube person, or not just a YouTube person, but someone who is kind of out there in the public spotlight. Now, I don't have any delusions of grandeur. Or actually, I do have delusions of grandeur, but not in this respect. I'm also a pragmatic realist in realizing that I'm not even like a C-list celebrity. Occasionally people recognize me on the street, and that's pretty cool. But I recognize, just for some of you that are going to be like, who you, whatever. But I want to talk about kind of what it's like to just be out there and living your life in the public. And I've done this for a long time now. It's been, I don't know how many years it's been. I mean, it's not just this YouTube channel. I was doing a lot of podcasting in my former career as a software developer. I've been doing this Entreprogrammers podcast and YouTube channel, which you can check out here for what's it been, like 3-4 years now. I've written books, I've written blog posts. I've been blogging for the last, 10 years, I guess. I started my blog, Simple Programmer. So I've been out there kind of in the public eye for a while, and YouTube actually has made it even more so, right? So it's kind of crazy, actually. What got me thinking about this was a buddy of mine from way back, back before I ever even did any of this stuff. He had called me up, and his son is actually like doing some YouTube videos. It's pretty cool. So his son got on the phone with me, and he was like, "Hey, what is it like to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube?" Right? And I told him about the silver play button and everything, which is cool because, to him, it's like just so awesome, right? That he knows this guy, like his dad knows this guy who has 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, right? I think I forget how old he is, but anyway, young kid. So it got me thinking about this a little bit. And, I was thinking about, and especially I've been going through, it's no surprise and no secret that I've been going through somewhat of a rough time. And I don't know exactly why. I can't exactly put my finger on it, but, this is part of life. This is one of those things. It's kind of weird, I'm side trailing here. But one of the weird things about going through, at least going through it this time, is that like I know that I'm going to come out the other side, and I know that I'm going to be victorious and better than ever, even though it feels like everything's collapsing in on me right now. So I know that this is like part of some kind of metamorphosis, some kind of process, and I have to let it be and just have to go through it, and something better will happen from it. So I know that, okay? But anyway, back to the topic. The topic is, essentially what it's like. And one of the things, like I said, with YouTube that makes it so challenging is like I'm here on camera. You guys can see me, right? I'm gaining some weight here. Actually, like I fell off the wagon on the fitness side for a while when I got sick and whatnot. I'm not going to rehash the whole story, but I went from essentially like 220 pounds to 240 pounds in probably like a month worth of time. Now, I gained some muscle and whatnot, but I did gain some fat as well. And, I've been very conscientious about being below the 10% body fat mark and, in my fitness and whatnot, because it's important to me. And so like being on the YouTube channel here, it's almost like I've got this accountability, and it's almost like you've got this like this image to live up to. And that's the thing, is like also, when I was thinking about making this video, and even just when I think about making videos sometimes, I'm like, wow, like I've got this, like people view me in this certain way, and I've got this image that I have to live up to, and I can catch myself falling into that whole, like, I have to live up to this image, if that makes sense to you. And there's an immense amount of pressure in that, right? Being any kind of a public figure at all, there's an immense amount of pressure because everything that you're doing is essentially being watched and being judged, right? I mean, if you look at the comments on this YouTube channel, which, granted, for the most part, you guys are awesome. You're the most awesome audience ever. Like as far as YouTube, like I don't get as many nasty comments as a lot of people do, but there's still a lot of nasty comments there, right? There's still a lot of people that are judging and saying, "Oh, John, John looks a little fat in this picture," or "John, he doesn't seem very confident. He seems like he's stumbling on his words. Is that a lisp?" Right? Like John's haircut looks fucked up, right? So there's a lot of like judgment, like people are judging. Now again, I try to be immune as possible to that judgment, right? I don't let that shit affect me as much as possible. But it's going to affect you to some degree, anyone, right? No matter how good you think that you are. And maybe, I've got some room to grow there. I'll be honest with that, with you. That's fine, right? So I'm not embarrassed or shy to admit that, right? Because that's reality. But but the thing is, like, it's definitely difficult, right? I mean, there's definitely this pressure of even just making the videos, right? Like, I'm used to making 2 videos a day at least, right? And putting that out, and so I got to keep on making that content, right? I got to keep on doing that, living up to that standard, and sometimes it's like, am I living up to the standard because it's my standard, or is it because it's what people have come to expect from me, right? It's kind of like being like being, if you're a boxer, right? Like, when you're going up the ranks and you're like winning your bouts, you're like, it's awesome, right? It's victory, right? Even you have some losses, but it's like your journey. But when you become the world champion, now all of a sudden, like, you're trying to avoid loss. Like, you've got to live up to this expectation. You've got to live up to this. And sometimes, I feel like the John Sonmez I've created is like a larger than life person that I'm like, fuck, dude, what the fuck? How am I supposed to do this shit, man? It's like, I watch my own videos sometimes, or or people like tell me stories about how they got motivated and what they did after watching my videos, and I'm like, damn, am I still that guy? Can I still do that? Like, how the fuck did I do that? I mean, even a lot of times when I'm running now, like I did this full marathon, right, last year, and or even just all those half marathons, and I'm like, how the hell did you do that? Like, I can't picture in my mind running 26.2 miles. It seems fucking impossible. And I know that seems crazy coming from someone who did it, okay? But it seems impossible to me, and it feels like I gotta live up to that expectation. So it's a weird thing, right? I mean, it's not something that I expected, and it's definitely one of those things that I'm dealing with continually, is trying to to fill my own shoes, right? Which is just seems bizarre, seems crazy to me, and at the same time expand them and grow them. And there's almost this fear of like doing new things or expanding in a new direction, because now if I raise the bar that high and that becomes a new bar, then I'm gonna have to commit myself to that. So some of you have already, you've probably already heard on this channel if you've been watching the videos, also that I'm trying to actually do the opposite of that, right? So I'm still making these videos, and to some degree there is a sense of obligation to some degree in doing it, but I don't want to lose it. Like, I want to make the videos. I feel like this is beneficial, but I'm allowing myself to say, what, at any point, if I just decide I really don't want to do this anymore, that I'm gonna stop. Okay, I know some of you are disappointed to hear that, but I've also taken off a lot of things off my plate. Like I said, I'm not running Simple Programmer anymore, and I've taken my fitness routine down. I just now I'm like, I got to email my Muay Thai instructor and tell him I don't think I'm going to do the Muay Thai anymore, even though I like doing it. I'm still on the fence on that one, but I've taken the running down, and I'm just trying to get rid of as much as possible all these things that I feel like I was doing out of obligation, because I feel like I have to do these things, right, in order to meet this expectation, because that's like, it doesn't leave you any room to grow. I guess that's the thing, is like, if you're known for something, right, and you've got this image that you're trying to live up to in life, like, you can't do anything else, right? You can't be anything else, right? And I don't want to be trapped into that hole. I don't want to be painted into that corner, right? I want to be able to reinvent myself, to be something else, to be free and not have those restraints. And so, it's definitely occurred to me at times that I should just remove myself from the public life, and then I could just be free. But I think a more genuine and honest approach is just to say, fuck it, you know what? You guys, you're going to judge, some of you are going to judge, you're going to say some things. It's fine, it's cool. Like, I would judge too. I mean, I'm a spectator of many YouTube channels, many public figures, and I judge them. It's cool. But I think it's more honest to just do that and just do whatever I'm going to do. And so some of you are going to say, oh, well, John, you started getting fat or whatever, or you stopped working out as hard, or you're kind of lazy now, you're not as productive. It's fine. I know where I've come from and what I'm capable of, and I'm not going to let like the past, right? And maybe this is just therapy for me doing this video right now, but I'm not going to let the past of what decisions I made and what I accomplished in the past define who I have to be today, right? I know what I'm capable of. I know the bulldog that I am, and I know that I can, and I have to reinforce myself. I have to say, I've written books, best-selling books. I've made millions of dollars in investing in real estate. I made millions of dollars in creating pluralsight courses. I built a $1 million company, right? Like, I've done these things. I've worked out and run 50, 60-mile weeks while lifting weights and done all these extreme things and run all these half marathons and marathons. But I don't have to be continually doing that stuff in order to prove who I am. I know it. I can stand firm in that. And again, some of you might say, well, this contradicts with what you said about, waking up every day and you're nothing when you wake up and you got to prove it again. And I still hold to that as well. But at the same time, it's a matter of like choosing. It's what you choose. And so if you choose to become great in some aspect of your life and you choose it that day, then you wake up and you fight that battle. And this is a battle. This is a battle in itself, is the battle of ego, right? Because ego tells you, you got to do this shit so that people will admire you. Otherwise, they'll stop admiring you if you stop doing this shit. And you got to fight that battle with ego, and you got to say no. Sometimes you don't have to do that. Sometimes you can take a rest. Sometimes you can, just not rest on your laurels, but just realize that you don't have to be all of this shit. You can just be. And so I'm really focusing on trying to just be. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. And so, like I said, I want to hide sometimes. I want to turn off the camera. I want to get out of the public eye, to be honest with you. But for now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and just live my life and just be okay for a little while at least. I mean, I'll do some great things. There's still a lot of great things coming. Don't worry. I'm not giving up on life. There's great things coming. But maybe for a while, it's okay to not be so fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I need to make some peace with that and just realize that I don't always have to be doing, right? And it's hard. It's definitely hard. So, all right. I hope this is useful to you guys. I don't know. I'm just making the videos and whatever the fuck, but I'm being honest at least. That's the thing. It's at least I'm being honest. So if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button below. Click the bell so you don't miss any videos. Be part of the notification squad. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.